Hello everybody, welcome to our little live. There's the star of the show. And right, I'm gonna see if, first of all, I'm gonna try and log on to the chat. Oh, here we go, Q&A and live updates, just so I can follow myself on the lap. Oh, I can hear myself. Stop. Right, so hi everyone. Thanks for joining us, and as I say, it's been a long time, so it's time for a quick update, and I've had a lot of questions for the Q&A, so won't be taking really any questions tonight. Hello Shana Trenholm, my friend Shana. She is moderating the chat tonight, and she's live from Portugal. So thank you for moderating, Shana. A lot of you will remember Shana from videos that we've done, both from Portugal and from San Diego. So hello everyone, I'll come to the hellos in a minute. I'll just let a few people arrive. And now, so I'll crack straight on with the news. And you may have noticed, if you've been on Twitter for a couple of the last couple of minutes, it hasn't changed on YouTube yet. I've got a new logo, I've got a brand. I mean, it's only taken like 18 months, but yes, I have a little logo. So Shana's going to put an Instagram account, so you can have a look if you haven't seen it already. Thank you, Shana. And the logo itself was done by a really talented designer, Sophia Daly from Portland, Oregon. And obviously she also built my website. So unfortunately the website is having a few issues at the moment, which is not Sophia's fault at all. It's something to do with WordPress, so we're getting that sorted out. And I had my brand advisor. Sounds very grand, doesn't it? Brand advisor. So my brand advisor was Shana. And sorry, Dougal, will you be a bit more interested, please? You can see Dougal is really excited about the new brand and the logo and everything. So a huge thank you to Sophia and to Shana for my new brand, which I'm really excited about. I hope you like it. And I was a little bit unsure at first because I thought, is it just a bit too limiting? It's just like a trailer, a caravan, but no, it represents what we do. My life has wheels, whether those wheels are on a caravan, campervan, motorhome, motorbike. My life has wheels. So there you go. So that was that. So I'm just going to go quickly to say a few hellos to everyone. Oh my goodness, we've got so many. Hello everyone, hello, here we toe, and Bob and Gail and Gypsy Malone, Caravan Nut, Karen, hello Karen, got your question for later, and yours, Andrew Bister, Bayek, hi, Caravan Chit Chat, and Leslie, Stephen, hello Stephen, and Carla, no doubt you're tuned in, got your question for later too, David Bell, hello David, Top Hat, hello Lee, I've got your question for later as well. And Jan Ban, Caravan Gossip, hello Ian, Andra, oh my goodness, Amanda from her in Falkirk, hello, thank you, I'm glad you like the logo, Karen. Ken, Andrew, oh we've just jumped, Fifth Wheel, hello, got your question for later. Fifth Wheels keep turning. Oh, did I miss Richard? Someone said hi, Richard. Oh, Caravanning with legs down. Hello, Richard. And the Coxes. Hello. Yes, Oliver, got your question too. Simon. Who else have we got here? I think, if I've missed anyone, I'm really... Oh, the Trojans. Hello. Sorry if I've missed anyone off. So hi everyone. For the past couple of weeks, we've been up to just doing a few bits for the Caravan and Motorhome Club. With some of you who get the magazine will know we do activity articles, so I've been doing really crazy things. Some of you will have seen on Twitter, like going on these flyboarding, it was called. It was bonkers. And we met up with Paul of Paul's Trip Reports. That was really exciting. Actually got into the YouTube space. And yeah, so that's what I've been up to. So you all want to know what we're up to next. And of course, a lot of you will have guessed and seen in the comments that where we're off to next is, of course, Dusseldorf. We are heading back to Dusseldorf. to go to the caravan salon. We're getting the shuttle over on Wednesday. I don't know where we're going to overnight yet on the way to Dusseldorf. Maybe Blaarmeersen in Belgium. I don't know yet. Just see how we feel at the time, really. So really looking forward to going to Dusseldorf. Excuse me. I probably have a little bit of a rethink about the format of the videos this year. A lot of you will remember last year I did the Dussel vlogs, which went down really well. But they were kind of, I got to Dusseldorf and went because it was so big, and I didn't have a strategy, I didn't have a clue what to do. So this year, hopefully be a little bit more organised, and I'll probably do, the plan is on the Friday, which is press day, to rush around like a lunatic, no change there, and try and get you all the news, all the really, just sort of skirt over all the really newsy stuff. If any of you can help me out. I know we've got the new VW California, I've got to see. I've got the Citroen have got their retro vans, haven't they, or the electric vans, so Citroen vans, and Airstream Europe are showing their Tommy Bahama. Camper Toby's going to be there, great. Thank you, Ingo. So if anyone else knows what really good stuff is to see in Dusseldorf, please leave them in the notes here. And I'm hoping to do a meetup. So Ingo, anyone who's going to Dusseldorf, obviously, hopefully David Bird is going to be there as well. Hashtag David for Judge. He's the UK's, well, he's the #1 caravan historian in the UK, basically, in my eyes. So he's going to be there. Hopefully we'll do a meetup on the Saturday. But I want to have a check with Camper Toby and maybe Gus from camper.nl. So keep an eye on the YouTube channel page and on my Twitter, twitter.com/AndrewJDitton. And I'll announce if we're going to do a meetup. It'll either probably be Saturday or Sunday, the first weekend, and it'll either be in the halls at around lunchtime or you know, in the next to the caravan centre on Saturday evening. So keep an eye out if you're coming to Dusseldorf, and hopefully we get to see you. If not, you'll probably see us in the halls. Well, you won't see me first. I know who you will see first. Dougal, please look a bit more excited. So just come back to your comments before we move on to the first question. There's so many questions I'm going to just steam through because there's a lot to get through today. So hello from Drum the Drockage, Simon, SJ Lawrence, hello, the Venom, oh, someone in Stilton, the Venomator, oh, that sounds exciting. And Shropshire Lad, Caravan Blogger, Gary, hello Gary, Gary Etchell, so Ingo, hopefully see you in Dusseldorf. Elizabeth, Anders from Sweden, hello. Bob, so yes, where's Dougal on the sofa? Yes. Oh, this keeps jumping, so if I miss people, I'm really sorry about that. The Galloway Getaways, Caravan Chit Chat. Dougal is a diva. Yeah, I don't know where he gets it from. Anyway, so he'll get to the question shortly, Ian. Sorry. Did I get your question? Yes, I did get the questions. Anyway, as I say, I can't take any more questions tonight because I've got so many have come through on Twitter and on my YouTube channel page. So we're going to start off with a biggie, which is then going to lead us into the next bit of news for what we're doing after Dusseldorf. And this is from Lost Weekends. This is from Juliet and Phil. And before I go to their question, I'm just going to show you I had a present from Juliet. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. The reason I don't want to move the camera is because it's linked to the computer. Juliet made me this mat for the Airstream. How lovely is that? Thank you, Juliet. I love it. It's too nice to walk on. That's the problem. I have sent them a photo of it with Dougal looking all, but thank you so much, Juliet. And their question was, quite a few people on social media have been suggesting that vloggers and bloggers have been receiving kickbacks for either product reviews or new caravan reviews. We know that you're honest and we're always honest, but should we disclose when it's not a paid review? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Phil and Juliet. did 3 product launches this year: Adria, Coachman and Erwinheimer UK, or Eldis. And yeah, some people accuse me of taking payment for that, which really hurts, because as a lot of you know who went to the Bailey Phoenix launch, we're all self-financed. We get no perks. We get lunch for doing these. And I think there's probably a couple of things going on. First of all, I just want to reassure everyone that all the content on this channel is real, it's genuine. And if it is sponsored content, like say the Corrado Vlo or the Sun Living, I will tell you it's sponsored content. And the other thing is, I will only take on sponsored content if I can say exactly what I think. And I think those of you who have been watching this channel will know that you only get the truth on this channel. You don't get any, you will get both sides of the story. So I'm not going to slate a product and not give you its good points, and I'm not just going to give you its good points and not tell you things to look out for. If it's sponsored, I will declare it, and I don't see why we should have to say this is not sponsored, because it's a self. And I know Phil and Juliet, you said it cost you over £200 to go to the Bailey Phoenix launch. Yeah, it costs hundreds and hundreds to go to these things, and I think the reason people do this is there's 2 types of people putting out horrible stuff like that. First of all, it's people who are maybe not being honest with everyone and they're trying to create a smokescreen. And then the other thing is people who are just jealous. People who are just jealous, maybe they didn't get an invite, or they see that you can do something they can't. And I always quote my good friend Anthony Ongaro from the channel Break the Twitch, and that is, it's always easier to kick over somebody else's sandcastle than it is to build your own. And if someone's gonna push your weak points and say, oh, you took payment for that, which is rubbish when you've paid £200 to support Bailey, I put it down to smokescreen from a jealous competitor, or who's maybe not being honest and trying to divert attention away from what they're doing, or it's people who are just jealous of what you're doing. It's hard. Trust me, it's really hard. But unfortunately, it's a way of life. It's the facts of life. There's a lot of people who are out there who are just trying to knock down what we're trying to do, and it's, you know, it's not good. So that was the first question I've dealt with. Thank you, Phil and Juliet, and thank you for the mat. But it leads me on to what we're going to do after Dusseldorf, because I'm going on another adventure with Dougal. And it is a sponsored job. So once again, it's sponsored content. What we're going to do is, there is a new brand of motorhome that is launching in the UK. It's an Italian brand of motorhome, and it's called Etrusco. And it's made by Leica in Italy, near Florence, and it's part of the Erwinheimer group. That's how we got the job, because Corrado is part of the Erwinheimer group. We've worked with them before. They just leave us to it. They just let us get on with it. And some of you will know, I was very honest about that Corrado Vlo V600 that we used on the trip down to Croatia. And I told you what was good about it and what I found a bit challenging about it. And Erwinheimer Group have trusted us enough to let us do it again with Etrusco. So Etrusco Motorhomes, they are launching in the UK round about now. And what we're doing is we'll be going to Italy, but not just me and Dougal. Oh no. We are going with our old friend James Popsis. Now unfortunately, I was hoping to get James in on the live chat tonight, but him and Emily, his fiance, they're driving back from Scotland tonight, so he's going to try and pop into the chat later on. But yes, James is coming out with me, and between us we've been commissioned to make some very nice pictures of our trip down with the Etrusco. I'll tell you now, it's a T7400SB. I'll say that again, it's an Etrusco T7400SB. So it's a semi-integrated motorhome with a little garage at the back, 2 single beds. I don't know if it's got the optional drop-down bed at the front or not. I'm really looking forward to seeing it in the flesh when I go to Dusseldorf. And James is still tent. Probably, maybe he's trying to imply that I snore. Anyway, so yes, we've been commissioned by Etrusco to basically take some nice pictures like we did of the Corrado trip, for their social media and for their marketing purposes, and it just means we can make vlogs about it as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. So September on this channel will be all about Etrusco, the Etrusco motorhome, and we're going down to Italy now. Unfortunately, the outline route was I've got to pick this up. I've got to pick up James in Milan. He's flying out because I'm obviously driving from Dusseldorf, and of course we were going straight down to Genoa. And at the moment, I think we're just going to wait and see what the situation is nearer the time. We're obviously going to be leaving. I think we're leaving 1st or 2nd of September, and there's two sides to the coin with Genoa, which is you don't want to be part of the problem if there is huge congestion and issues around Genoa, and at the same time I think it's that Britishness which is sort of keep calm and carry on. Maybe Genoa needs tourists now more than ever, so I think we'll be guided by local advice nearer the time whether or not, because the plan was to hit Genoa, go down the coast, and then go to Tuscany, hopefully get a visit to the Leica factory and a look around there, and yeah, forward to that. Mistakes from, well, not mistakes, but learnt from the Corrado trip, where I feel we did way too many miles. There was way too much from the cab and not enough of actually using the motorhome. So that's what we're going to be doing. So it's Dusseldorf next week, and then after that it's Italy. So I'm really excited about that. So let me come back to the comments. Right, okay. Oh my goodness me, so many comments. Well, yeah, we have just covered a couple of quite emotive subjects, haven't we? So hello Simon, Animate, Teddy Wonder, oh hello Gail, and thank you. Yes, if you don't like, don't watch. Yeah, quite. Thank you. What I'm going to do is we're going to watch this on a rerun afterwards and read your comments properly. So I should take Shana. Well, Shana's a little bit busy at the moment because she's hoping to move to Portugal, and yeah, but I'm sure Shana will be, maybe not on the Etrusco trip because she's going to be busy. I don't know what Shana's putting in the comments right now, but I'm sure Shana will be coming with me and Dougal on some more trips. Hello Robert, Caravan Chit Chat. Oh, there's obviously some little sub conversations going on in the comments here as well. Hello Jutta, good evening, guten Abend. So the Etrusco looks nice. Hello, Hathwith VW, Hadwith. Yes, the Etrusco does look nice. I'm just really looking forward to seeing it at Dusseldorf. Is no one else concerned as to? Oh, it's just oh, the T-shirt. Yes. I was with Shana when I got this. Right. Oh, sorry. It keeps jumping, so I keep losing you. This is really annoying. Sorry. Someone in Buenos Aires, Horatio in Buenos Aires. I love it when we get people from all around. I hope you're still there, folks. Sorry, this is the challenge of using mobile internet. Look, it's even made Dougal look up. So I'm really sorry about whoa, about the interruptions to the service. You see Dougal there, Dougal. Right, retire and rehire. Is there anything I'm looking forward to? Dusseldorf, yes. As I said, looking forward to the Tommy Bahama Airstream. Yeah, I'm not surprised I can't keep up with the comments. Right, okay. So we're back again. Good. Sorry about the buffering. That was my end. It wasn't your end. So I better crack on before we buffer again. Oh gosh, we lost quite a few. Lost quite a few there. Right, so we're going to start off with a question from Caravanning with the Coxes, which is, do I enjoy towing? And the answer is, yeah, I really do enjoy towing. I really do enjoy towing, especially motorway towing. And I just find it quite relaxing to have the caravan on the back or my home on the back and just be this little self-contained little unit. And I've noticed that more and more as I get older, is what I'm trying to avoid saying, is as I get older, I'm listening to music less and less and just spending a lot of that time thinking. And the other thing I do is listen to podcasts. And for example, today I was towing 4 to 5 hours to get where I am today. And I was listening to a podcast from my old buddy Anthony Ongaro, Break the Twitch. And it was a podcast with Patrick Rohn, and he was going on about this thing called the piggyback guy, about people who he was using it in terms of depression, but people who were like sort of jump on you, and if you don't want to give them a piggyback, they make you feel bad for doing that, and they're trying to drag you down, and just found it really interesting. So yeah, I enjoy towing because it gives me time to think, and it gives me time to catch up with podcasts like Break the Twitch. Hello, Dougal. Right, so that's that. Stephen and Carla, Stephen Willis has asked about using mobile internet on the road, what I do, and is it a viable option for life on the road if you need mobile internet for your job. So what I do is I have a really good data package with EE. I get 40 gig a month, and I find personally, and I'm not sponsored or anything by EE, so here we go, the sponsor thing, but no, I'm just a really satisfied customer with EE, that I find their network is the best one so far. And at one point I was trying EE versus O2 versus 3. I just found EE worked, had the best 4G around. Site Wi-Fi, I've never found site Wi-Fi that actually properly works, so I never rely on site Wi-Fi. EE is great, but if you need your internet for your job, like my friend Ken up in North Uist, him and his wife Kelly were full-timing for a while, traveling around the country. He got a satellite system, and that means that wherever they are, they can log onto the internet using the satellite, and that really is the only really surefire way, because obviously a lot of campsites, we've just been to a campsite where there was no reception at all. We're hoping to go to Tyree next year, and at Tyree there is only Vodafone, so we'll have no phone signal all week in Tyree. So yeah, the only reliable way, really reliable way, is I think satellite internet, but the EE network I find is the best one, and I've never found site Wi-Fi that's been worth the money, I'm afraid. So that's what we do. We use EE 4G. I've got a great package. I pay about £60 a month for my iPhone. Well, it's quite old now. And 40 gig of 4G data a month. Oh, sorry about this, folks. I'm really sorry. We were buffering again. I've just moved the phone right into the window now. So, haven't we do? Oh, crikey, the effort. So I'm going to shuffle up a bit. Really sorry, and I don't want you to see the washing up in the background here, because that's really embarrassing. So yeah, I was just extolling the virtues of EE, saying how wonderful their 4G signal was, and then it dropped out. So you can kind of see for yourselves here how good 4G is in reality. Karen Robinson, one of my long-time commentators. Hi Karen, I know you're there tonight. Tent camping in the Hebrides, insanity or life-changing? So Karen's thinking of going with her kids and her dog to the Hebrides tent camping. Is it insane? Well, there's a lot of wind in the Hebrides, Karen. there's sometimes a heck of a lot of wind. Lots of wind. On the Isle of Harris, most tent campers get on best at Likisto campsite on the east side of the island, which is more sheltered from the battering winds. Horgabost is great if it's not too windy. And then on the Uists, if you go somewhere like Moorcroft, they have little hobbit houses. So if it gets too windy for the tent, you can either book into a hobbit house or book into a bunkhouse. So I would say it's not insanity, but I would say be prepared to bail the tent and go somewhere else. Likisto, they did have a bunkhouse. I don't know if they still have, or yurts or something. So it's Likisto campsite on the Isle of Harris and Moorcroft campsite on the Isle of North Uist, because they have alternative accommodation if you get battered by the wind. So it's not completely bonkers, just slightly bonkers. Right. Bob Earnshaw. Hello, Bob. Bob and Jenny's Motorhome Adventures. We're still in the Hebrides. Oh, and Simon asked a question. Will I be going back to the Hebrides? Do I know when? I don't know when I'm going back to the Hebrides yet, Simon. But Bob and Jenny's Motorhomes Adventures. Would I use a West Harris Trust campsite like Sheila Boss School? Or I guess also you mean Tallanamada, Bob, on the Isle of Harris. Well, all the while I've got the caravan, no, I won't use Sheila Boss School because it's motorhomes only. It's part of the condition for Sheila Boss School. And would I use Tallanamada? Maybe, but I think Tallanamara is really quite spendy and I don't need a mains hookup. So while I'm on Harris, I will still always use Horgaboss campsite because you're also right on the beach there as well. So as I say, it's not that I've got anything against the West Harris Trust campsites. I mean, especially, you know, if you need a decent campsite, Tallanamara must be really nice, but I don't need those facilities. I don't need a hookup. So no, I wouldn't use a West Harris Trust campsite because I'm self-sufficient. If I wasn't self-sufficient, I probably would. And if I had a motorhome and I could use Sheila Boss School, then I probably would. But as I've just seen someone said, Smurgy 99 Horgaboss is brilliant. So that's what I do. So thank you for that, Bob. Ross, I loved your question, Ross, if you're watching. Which non-essential gadget or gizmo makes life as a solo full-timer easier or more enjoyable? And then he goes on to say, how do I overcome feelings of vulnerability in remote areas? So I would say it's hard to say what's an essential gadget, what's a non-essential gadget, but by the way, sorry, I see we just had a bit of trolling going on. Charlotte's using her iPad, so she's not, it's a bit hard for her to keep up sometimes with some of the trolls, but there you go. Non-essential gadget, as a solo caravanner, it's hard to say it's non-essential. A reversing camera. A reversing camera on your car to hitch up is, I would say, has made my life so much easier. So that's the gizmo that has made solo caravanning so much easier. Reversing camera. The other thing, I wouldn't panel, because the solar panel means that I can use sort of off-grid campsites like Horgabost. Horgabost, £16 a night, Tallanamara, I don't know, what is it, 20, 26 or something, so excuse me. So yes, they're the two real gizmos that I really love, my reversing camera on the car and my solar panel. As far as overcoming feelings of vulnerability in remote areas, that's why I go to the Hebrides, because personally I'm not condoning people to go places on their own, but I feel 100% safe in the Outer Hebrides. I feel that people are watching my back, and it's just a wonderful place. And the other thing I do to overcome feelings of vulnerability is quite simply I trust my gut. If I don't feel safe somewhere, I move. It's as simple as that. It's a lifetime of traveling, and you don't have to justify things to yourself. It's purely, if you don't feel right for whatever reason, you just listen to that voice and you move on, and that's what I do. So before we get to the next question, I'll just have a quick flick through the comments. Oh my goodness me. So yes, as I say, we've had a little bit of excitement going on here, aren't we? So yes, so you've had a little discussion here about your oh, Gillian's here. Hello, Gillian, if you're still here, Gillian, from Oregon. Oh, Bus and Beyond, Bus and Beyond. Hello, Sean and Lizzie. Yes, so as I say, another 10p in the meter. Yeah, it's just ironic, wasn't it? As I was extolling the virtues of EE, the 4G let me down. So yeah. Oh, here we toe. Thanking Oliver because he's pushed them over 900 subscribers. That was great. So yeah, we just had a bit of a little bit of oh, here comes James. Hello, James. So James has just popped in. So James, I've told everyone about Italy, and we're all very excited about that. So yes, so I hope you and Emily are having a good trip down from Scotland, and yeah, just looking forward to Italy, which is really exciting. And yeah, I've been saying about whether or not we go to Genoa or not is still up in the air. So yeah, so thanks for swinging by, James, and look forward to seeing you week after next, 10 days. Really looking forward to it. So going to move on to the next question now, which is from Fifth Wheels Keep Turning, and they've said 8-foot wide caravans and fifth wheelers, are sites adapting? I say yes, they are, but only certain sites. Like I know at Chapel Lane Caravan and Motorhome Club site and Strathclyde Country Park, they have pitches for fifth wheelers, large RVs. I think as sites are redeveloping, they are putting in some bigger pitches. But the one thing I would say is if you've got a big rig of any description, whether it's a fifth wheel or an 8-foot wide caravan, whatever, or even a twin axle, the bigger the rig, the more limited you're going to be, because certain sites like the little CL I was on, you would find it hard to swing in off the road. But also you're going to have to plan ahead a lot more. You're going to have to ring ahead a lot more to sites and say, hello, I'm 22 foot long, will you be able to accommodate me? And what my friends used to do, John and Carol, was they had a huge airstream, and they would park up on a site they knew, and then they'd explore the local CLs on their motorbike and check for access. And then when they found a site they knew they could get on, then they would move. So they would physically check by parking at a big site nearby and then using their motorbike to scoot around and see what sites there were available. So as I say, yes, sites are adapting. As they're redeveloping, they're putting in some extra big pitches for larger RVs, but you will be more limited the bigger the rig you've got. So and you'll need to plan ahead a lot more. So that's that. So that's all the we've got tons more comments actually to go through. Sorry, tons more questions. And this one's, we're still on Twitter questions. This one's from Sam Jane Batston. Hello, Sam Jane, who is picking up her first caravan on Thursday. So I don't know if that meant you picked it up last Thursday, Sam, or you're picking it up this Thursday. Doing a practice trip, driving and setting up, etc. What one word of advice have I got? I think the one word of advice I've got is enjoy. Because quite simply, all I would say is you are doing what I'd say to do, which is do a practice run. Do some towing on a road that you know, so that you're not worried about navigating. And you're setting up probably at a site near home. So if you've forgotten something, you can nip home and get it. So it sounds, Sam, that you've got it off pat. You know what you're doing. So the one word of advice I've got for you is enjoy, because I think you're going to. So here we are, Andrew in Bicester. You ready for a bit of sarcasm here, Andrew? Because he said, and I know you're online, well, you were online earlier, Andrew. Did you win the lottery? What a good life you have. No, Andrew, I did not win the lottery. I actually didn't win the life I've curated. I curated it. I curated it. I took some calculated risks, worked very hard, and I say to anyone who wants to do this, anyone can do this. All you have to do is give up your home, get rid of most of your stuff, and walk away from a reliable income stream. So if you're prepared to give up your home, give up most of your stuff, and walk away from a reliable job and income stream, then yeah, oh, and work blooming hard, then yeah, anyone can do this, can't they? So yeah, cheeky there, but you know what I mean, Andrew. No, I didn't win the lottery. It's just there is an element of luck, privilege, being born in this country in the UK, and having the privileges we got. Buying a house, my first house when I was 19, and working all hours at McDonald's to pay my way when I was young. So yeah, I've had privileges and I've worked hard, and that's how we got there where we are today. Quick look at the comments and we come back to the questions. It's all go tonight, folks. We're going to call it a day at past because there's so much to do. Yeah, Andrew, sell your house and you could afford my lifestyle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Pop Sis and Ditton, awesome. Yes, hurrah, thank you. Right, so what's going on here? When am I coming over to the east coast of Scotland? May next year, Jack. In a nutshell. Oh, first message on YouTube from the Rock family. Welcome to the Rock family, and thank you for honouring us with your first message on YouTube. I feel very honoured. I mean, we've got people from all around the world, and now we've got people leaving their first message. So thank you to the Rock family. Oh, it's just skipped again. Right. Why do I love Bavaria's? Navaras. Why do I love Navaras? As I say, you've had a question all right tonight, the Coxes, so I'm going to try and stick to the questions that people have sent in. And the next one is, I've had 3 questions about Dougal tonight. I'm not going to move the phone, sorry. Dougal's here. Okay, I'm not going to move the phone because we've got a good signal here. So Yvonne Hayes, if you're there, from Wales, another regular commentator. How is Dougal? He looked gloomy in the last vlog. Well, yeah, he got really bored. We were at Eldis all day filming, so poor Dougal, he got so bored. Val9000 says, how old is Dougal? As does Kathy Sayer. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Kathy, who left a message on YouTube. How old is Dougal? How did I train him? Dougal is 7. He's 7 going on about 86. And how did I train him? It was basically, I wanted a dog who I could train to ride on the motorbike, and I wanted a dog who was caravan sized, because my mum's got a Doberman. Dobermans are not caravan sized. So it was a lot of luck. I found Dougal on the Jack Russell forum, and his breeder, a lovely woman called Alma, who breeds pedigrees for crafts. She, not Jack Russells, there's no such thing, but she breeds other breeds. I'm not going to say which ones, but she's a crafts breeder, and they bred these Jack Russells as pets, and she was thankfully very, 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 very particular in who took these puppies. And well, I got interviewed and I managed to get the puppy that I wanted, which was the reticent, quiet, big one at the back, because there were 3 that were really in your face, and I just wanted the quiet one because I knew that I wanted the calm, relaxed one for training to go in the bike. And then the bike training I've put on a video, but it was basically getting Dougal used to the doggles and used to the bag and used to the noise of the bike, and all this took a year. And then general training was all done the usual reward system, you know, when he sits you give him a biscuit, and when they do what you want to do you give him a biscuit, and you do a little, but I'd say the main thing was it was consistent and persistent. So they were the 2 words I would use for the way I trained Dougal, which was consistent and persistent, because the great thing is there's only me. I don't have any kids or any partner who are breaking the rules when I'm not around, and I think that's why a lot of dogs maybe get naughty, because you know, Dougal's not allowed to eat when I'm eating and stuff like that at the table. He's not allowed to beg for food. So when he stays with other people, I know they feed him off the table, mum. So yes, so basically it was consistent training, and it's things like even now I can be vacuuming the Airstream, and I can go right up to Dougal with the vacuum cleaner, and he will not budge, because I have never ever 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 teased Dougal with a vacuum cleaner, so he's not frightened of them. So that's how I trained him: consistency and persistent, little and often, and we do revisions quite a lot even now. The favourite one I do is the emergency recall. So he could be playing ball and suddenly I'll just stop him in his tracks and sit. And yeah, so we still do. Recaps on training even now. So that's how I train Dougal. Right, quick look. Oh, Alfie loves Dougal. That can only mean lost weekends. Hello, Juliet and Phil. I don't know if I hope you saw the bit where I said thank you for the mat and everything. Yes, Dougal has looked so sad, Jeff. I think he's just been bored. So Bernard has eaten his obedience assessment homework. Yes, thank you, Andrew. Oh dear, I'm going to get you to be my script writer. Right then, next question. Sorry if I'm boring you all here. Is from Heather Morrison. She left me a question on YouTube. They're bringing a caravan from Denmark to Scotland next autumn. And Heather, her question was, could she have some tips on camping in Scotland versus Denmark? And she's saying things like how not to offend the locals and doggy friendly pubs. Well, first of all, Heather, if you are sensitive and kind enough to pose that question and say, how can we make least impact on the country and how can we not offend people by our presence? I don't even think you need me to answer that, because already you sound like a very intelligent, considerate person, and it's quite simply common sense and consideration is all you need to apply when you're camping anywhere. So the sheer fact you pose that question, Heather, means that I don't need to answer it, because you don't need it answering, because all I would say is consideration towards other people, which you've already got, so no need to answer that one. And you've also asked about dog friendly pubs in Scotland, so I hope Shana oh, no apologies, Andrew. Okay, Shana, can you get ready with the next links, please, because you know what's coming. Not that Shana and I have collaborated and done a plan. Heather has asked about dog-friendly pubs in Scotland. So there are two websites I use, Heather. The first one, well, they're both quite nationwide actually for the whole UK. The first one is doggypubs.org.uk. So hopefully Shana can get that on the screen. So it's doggypubs.org.uk, DOGGIE and then the second one is dugswelcome.com. That's DUGS welcome.com, because Doug is how they call dogs in Scotland. It's a wee Doug. So dugswelcome.com. So they're two great websites, doggypubs.org.uk, that's doggy with an IE, and dugswelcome.com. Two great websites for dog friendly places in Scotland and throughout the UK. Oh gosh, we're cracking on, folks, we're cracking on. I don't know how to say this. Septicangel, I don't know. He would like details on motorhomes with garages for a Honda Forza 125, which is up to 194 kilos. Oh, come on, thing. Come on, EE. Pull yourselves together. Right, is this on? Are we on? Are we working? Is this thing working? Yes, I think it is. Oh dear. The joys of trying to do a live stream from with mobile internet. So yes, thank you, Caravan Vlogger. We're back on. Thank you. Oh yes, this is about motorhome garages and for a Honda. So I'd say the main thing is a lot of garages will have the space to take a motorbike, but what you've got to watch is your license. Now, if you only have a license to drive up to 3.5 tons, some motorhomes have an unrealistically low payload. Oh dear. I'm trying to come back. I'm trying to come back, Muddy Marvellous. I'm trying to come back. I'm so sorry about this, folks. You know it's real, and this is real life. This is real life internet in a caravan. So sorry about this. I'm trying to talk about motorhome garages, 3.5 ton licenses, and unrealistically low payloads in motorhomes. So that's what you've got to watch, really. Some motorhomes might say, yes, you can put 250 kilos in this garage, and you realise that if you do that, then you can't actually put anything else in the rest of the motorhome. And the only way you can realistically use the garage is to up the MTPLM to something like 3.8 tons, which then means you can't drive it. So the one thing I would say is, yes, there are loads of motorhomes with garages that can take motorbikes. Check each one. Some can only take 100 kilos or 125 kilos. But the main thing to watch is that you might see a sticker in the garage that says maximum weight 250 kilos. But if you're driving it on a license of 3.5 tons, you might realise that, oh, the garage takes 250 kilos, my bike is 194, and I've got a payload of 260 kilos. So I would say that's the one thing to watch with garages in motorhomes. Now the next question is really, really, really long, but I'll go through a few of the points, and it's from Val90000 Val. I'll say that again. Val90000 Val. A huge long list of questions about Airstream's R&D department. Yeah, I was privileged enough to go and look at Airstream's research and development department, and like most R&D departments, I'm not allowed to say a word. I wasn't allowed to take a picture. Obviously, R&D in any industry, in anything, is always embargoed and zip. But Val90000 was very interested in solar panels, like the Detlef's motorhome we saw in Dusseldorf last year that was covered in solar panels, and is asking, you know, is this the future? But what I wanted to talk about there was, interestingly enough, I was talking to the guys at Airstream UK about solar panels, and a few Airstreamers who've been using these flexible panels have had panel failure because they've been overheating. And this has been, I don't know how many people know about this, but a lot of the flexible panels that go straight onto the bodywork of a caravan or a motorhome have a habit of burning out because there's no airflow beneath them. So my solar panel on here is flat, it's got airflow beneath it, and it's lasted, touch wood, 10 years so far. So that's just something interesting where you've said about covering something in solar panels. It's not actually as great as it first seems, because it's becoming more and more apparent you need airflow under the solar panel to keep it cool. Otherwise you're just going to fry the cells. So that was interesting. Val90000 also wants a washer dryer in their RV, and he says the condenser dryers are useless. Yeah, condenser dryers are useless. Wouldn't we all love a washer dryer? So I don't, you know, we'd all love that. And he wants composting toilets. Now, if you want to find out about composting toilets in an Airstream, I would heartily recommend you scoot on over to the channel A Streaming Life, because A Streaming Life have a composting toilet in their Airstream, and they've done a few vlogs about it. So if that's your boat, then take a look over at A Streaming Life, and they've got a composting toilet in their Airstream. Last two questions, then I'm going to go back to your comments, and then we're going to call it a day, folks. So it's from Lee, Top Hat, who's getting a puppy tomorrow. I don't know if you got the puppy yet, Lee. I'll have a look in my comments, see if you're still there. Any advice on taking the dog to Europe? Yes. Hopefully Shana will link to a video I did a few weeks ago about taking your dog to Europe from the UK. So I've I've done a video about that, so there is a video about it, Lee, and hopefully Shana will link it. And if not, oh, there he is, Lee. Oh, he's on his bed. So I shall look forward to seeing some pictures of him on Twitter, Lee. No pressure, but pressure. And finally, Ian, am I going to do a first look at a Bailey? No. Because there is so much content out there at the moment about the Bailey Phoenix. You don't need me to look at a Bailey Phoenix. Trust me, there are loads of great vlogs out there about a Bailey Phoenix, Tin Tent, Lost Weekends, Trudgeons, Caravan Gossip, Here We Tow, blogs by Deb Ludford, Seaside Housewife. There's loads of content out there about the Bailey Phoenix. You do not need me to look at a Bailey Phoenix. There's tons out there. I've seen one and they look really nice. I think they look really good, and I love the idea of the plain interior with the packs you can buy with the colours. I think that is genius, absolute genius. So that is all the questions I'm going to do tonight. Otherwise, you'll be completely falling asleep here. Right now then. Oh gosh, so Sean and Lizzie are taking Bentley. Yes, I've seen the pictures of your passports for Bentley. So where are you going? Have you told us yet where you're going? Yes, oh there's Ian. But thanks for the first looks and the hello. You're very welcome. Do a Detlefs and compare it to an Adria. Yeah, I like Detlefs, really, I do. I hope they do something like the. Do you remember the Detlefs? Oh gosh, what was it called? David Bird put a picture up the other day, or Martin. The Aero Tourist, the Detlefs Aero Tourist. They were really nice. I'd love to do those. So, oh, thank you, Jutta, for getting people to give us a thumbs up. Yes, Manuel. Solar panels overheating in the UK. We've had really hot summer this year. Here we go. How are we both? We're doing fine, thank you, John. Bob Earnshaw, great idea about the motorbike. Put a motorbike on the trailer, and then you get, well, do you get around a 3.5 ton thing? No, because it's got to be the train weight, the overall weight, isn't it? Yeah, so I think that will probably just about do us. Experiment X, hello. Thank you for joining in, and Caravan Vlogger. As I say, going back to Dusseldorf, I usually get a lot of requests to have a look at certain caravans, and the way I'm going to do that this year is, if it's someone whose name I recognise and someone who's, you know, supported this channel by comments or whatever, they go higher in the list than someone I've never heard of who's just said, oh, I'm thinking about buying a Hobby CK470. Can you look at it for me? And if I think, well, who are you? You've never left a comment before, you've never supported us in any way. You will come below someone who has, say Jutta. If Jutta Peltzer asks me to look at something, I'll look at it for you, Jutta. And the same with Lee, Top Hat, and a lot of you on here, Phil and Juliet. And if any of you regular guys want me to look at something for you, I will do my best. And as I say, if there's any sort of pointers you can give us, what you want to see at Dusseldorf, I would appreciate that. So right, I think I've been waffling on for nearly an hour, and I think that will probably wrap us up for tonight. So I'm gonna look at your comments when this is all finished now. Ted is going to head off, so good night, Teddy. And it's lovely to see Gail in the comments, and Hannah, Hannah Richards, hello Hannah, and Lyndon, thank you Lyndon. It's really nice just to see everyone, and Jan Ban. Yeah, Lee, we want to see pictures, okay, of this dog. Oh, Damien, hello Damien, better late than never. Thanks for tuning in. So great to see you. Paul Harding, thank you, and Roscoe. So, and that's Phil and Juliet, Lost Weekend, signing off. So I'm going to say sign off. So Dougal, please, just before we go, see if... oh yeah, hello. Oh, Lewis and Ed, thanks and goodbye. Sorry, I didn't see you before, Lewis. Dougal, come and say goodbye. Dougal, please. Oh, the effort. Come on, Dougal. Look, just please. Please. Smile. Smile? Yes. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for all your lovely comments. Thanks for your questions earlier. I hope you like the rebrand. Looking forward to doing some content for you from Dusseldorf, and of course playing with an Etrusco motorhome with James in Italy. So that'd be great. Thanks everyone as ever for all your support. And it just leaves me to say from Dougal, who's already gone to sleep, from Shana in Portugal, thank you Shana for moderating the comments, and from me, thanks for tuning in. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.